And yeah, we're going to pump, strengthen, tone the whole body. We'll try to get the heart rate up a little bit at times as well, so it becomes a little bit cardio at points. And yeah, you don't need any props for this, just a mat and enough space around you. Okay, so let's start. We're going to start standing, and we're just going to warm up the upper body first. So let's just start nice and easy with a few wrist circles. And what we're doing with this, and I like to put this one in to these streams, is we're just starting to pump blood from the end of the limb up. Yeah, this is especially good if you get tight neck and shoulders, which a lot of people do. So as I'm doing this, and I'm like doing some circles in the other direction now, as I'm doing this, I'm starting to feel almost like a kind of dull, achy feeling in the wrists, in the forearms. This is all good. This is the muscles waking up and the blood getting there. All right, so next up, let's go to shoulders. Let's do some shoulder circles, nice and big. So yeah, this is going to be a full body mat class today. No props needed, no real experience needed. I'm going to pump, strengthen, tone, just work into the whole body as much as possible today. I'm going to try to keep it as jargon free as I can and accessible to everybody. Okay, let's go back the other way. Okay, nice and big. And we're starting with the upper body just to get some blood pumped into any potential tight neck, shoulders and upper backs. Okay, nice. Let's do 2 more. Okay, good. So let's take a nice big inhale up. On the inhale, we're going to get the back of this hand touching above the head, and an exhale to open. Inhaling up, exhaling open. Inhaling up, exhaling open. Inhaling up, exhaling open. Okay, so just to finish off this upper body warm up, we're going to put the hands on the shoulders, and we're going to do 10 elbow circles each way. So these elbow circles, guys, they're a great way to get all the sticky stuff, layers of fascia, muscle and whatnot in the middle and upper back moving, because as you're doing these, the shoulder blades are moving heaps, and that moving of the shoulder blade helps to free up any tension, any tightness in the middle and upper back. All right, I've totally lost count again. Okay, let's do about 2 more. Okay, good. And then we're going to go back the other way. Off we go, so circling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, drop the arms down, guys. Just give the hands a little bit of a shake. And we're just going to turn the head over the shoulder, and then into the middle, and the other way, into the middle. Okay, let's do 2 more. Into the middle, and the other way. Okay, good. So if you're just popping onto this stream, it's going to be a full body mat class today. No props needed. We're going to try and get into the whole body. So let's just do a little roll down through the spine here for this next one. If you want, you can bend the knees as you roll down. So I'm just going to drop the head and rolling down through the upper back, middle back, all the way down. So if you start to get to about here with your hands by your knees and it feels very tight in the back of the legs, that's when you can just bend the knees gently, drop the head down. We're going to stay here. Let's take 2 breaths here. We'll take an inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, we're going to roll up gently through the spine, vertebra to vertebra. Okay, slowly roll on up. All right, guys, we're going to do that 1 more time. Yeah, so let's drop the head. We're going to roll down through the neck, upper back, middle back, lower back. If you start to feel tight in the hamstrings or the lower back as you go, then you can gently bend the knees and roll down. We're going to take 2 more breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, slowly rolling gently all the way back up again. vertebra for vertebra. Okay, and we're ready to go onto the floor. So what we're going to do next is we're going to get onto all fours with wrists under shoulders and knees under hips, guys. Okay, so off we go. Down we come. All right, we're going to position the shoulders over the wrists. We've got the knees underneath the hips. We're going to do some cat stretches. So for that, you're going to drop the head and you're going to curl the pelvis under. You're going to stay there for a second and then we'll roll back through again. Let's do that a few more times. Yep, so that's dropping the head and curling the pelvis under. Staying here for a few seconds and then rolling on through. Okay, and again, dropping the head, curling the pelvis under, staying here for a few seconds, and then rolling on through. Okay, let's do that one more time. So dropping the head, curling the pelvis under, staying here for a few seconds, and then rolling all the way through. All right, so from here, we're going to put the toes together behind, take the knees a little bit wider, and see if you can just sit yourself back all the way onto the heels of the feet. We're reaching the arms forwards, guys. The forehead's on the floor. Let's take a few deep breaths here. We'll take an inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, we're going to roll up through the spine nice and gently, vertebra for vertebra. And if it's comfortable, just stay sitting like this for a little bit longer. We're going to link the fingers together. So a very quick neck stretch. So we're going to put the hands behind the head, elbows chin over. And let's take 2 breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, nice. So let's go in now to looking at waking up the core. So we're going to come around to sitting. Get the back nice and flat, guys, nice and straight. We're just going to put the hands underneath the knees here. What we're going to do is just curve back into a C shape, and then you want to come straight again. Okay, so let's do that a few more times. We're going to curve back and then straight. And again, back and straight. Let's do 2 more. Back and straight, and 1 more, back and straight. Okay, so let's mix us in with the breathing now. So we're going to take an inhale to prepare, an inhale with the nose, and an exhale to curve back. An inhale to come forwards, and an exhale to curve back. Inhale to come forwards, 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 exhale to curve back. Let's do 2 more. Inhale to come forwards and exhale to curve back. And last one, inhale to come forwards and then exhale to curve back. All right, guys, so we're going to try to roll all the way down to the mat now. Keep hold of the legs. We're going to roll down vertebra for vertebra till we're lying down. So off you go, holding onto the legs. As I go, I'm just letting the hands slide up the side of my thigh there. And I've got my head on the floor. I'm going to stretch both legs forwards. Okay, let's bring the right leg up into the chest. So you're going to hug it in. We're going to take 4 breaths here. Let's take an inhale and exhale. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Okay, we're going to swap legs over. Let's bring the left leg in and we'll take 4 breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, guys, let's put both feet on the floor. We're just going to give the knees a little bit of a shake here. All right, just keep shaking them in and out. It's just waking up the muscles around the thigh and the hip. 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's stay facing this way for a second longer. Link the fingers together behind the head. This time, guys, we're going to lift the head and the chest just off the floor. And as I do that, I'm looking right down at my belly here and coming back again. All right, so let's do a few more of these. Lifting up and then down. And as I do this, I'm trying to keep my elbows really wide, so I don't want to pull them forwards like this and pull the back of my neck. Okay, keep going. Let's do 2 more like this. And then back. And 1 more, lift. And back. Okay, we're going to do it with the breathing now. So let's take an inhale. On the exhale, you're going to lift. Inhale, come back. Exhaling, lift. Inhaling back. Exhaling, lift. Inhaling back. Exhaling, lift. Inhaling back. Exhaling, lift. Inhaling back. Let's do 2 more. Exhaling, lift. Inhaling back. Last one. Exhaling, lift. Inhaling back. All right, so we're going to wake up the hips next. Let's go onto the side. We're going to do clamshells. Quite a popular exercise this one. What we're going to do is bend the knees a little bit. I've got the heels of my feet in line with my spine here. Hand on the hip, that's just to make sure that I keep my pelvis as still as I can. And we're just going to lift the knee up towards the ceiling and then back. Lift and back. All right, let's do 10 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back. Keep going. And lift. And back. And lift. All right, 5 more times, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, good. So I could feel that working around about here where my hand is. Let's roll around on the other side, and we'll do some on the other side as well. So just get into position. We're going to get heels of the feet in line with the spine. Hand on the pelvis, hand on the hip here, just to keep that as still as you can as you lift the leg, or the knee rather, up and down. Okay, so let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Okay, good. So push yourselves up to sitting again. We're going to put feet together, knees together. And I'm going to take my hands behind me, and they're a little bit wider than the mat. I'm just going to wake up the hip a little bit further, just by letting the knees drop out, and then bring them back in again. Knees dropping out, and then back in. And open, and back. And open, and back. Good, keep going. And open, and back. And open, and back. Let's do 2 more, and open, and back. And 1 more, and open, and back. Okay, so I'm going to keep my hands here, but I'm going to take my feet even wider now for a little bit more for hip mobility. Let both knees fall over one side. Okay, back into the middle. And we're going to let them fall over the other side. Back into the middle. And again, over. Back into the middle. And again, over. Back into the middle. Let's do 2 more. And over. Back into the middle. And last one. Yeah, good. All right, guys. So we're going to carry on now with the core. And for that, I'm going to angle the camera a little bit differently so you get as good a view as possible. Okay. So we're going to lie down on the backs. All right. And we're going to bring both legs into the chest, guys. I want you to hug both legs in. We're going to roll the shoulders open and lengthen out through the spine. And you're going to pull your belly through to the lower back. For those of you that are familiar with Pilates, that's going into an imprinted position. Let's let's lift the head up. We're going to look straight down at the belly. And we're going to reach the arms forwards, round about hip height. Take the toes out in front just a little. So we've roughly got 90-degree at the knee joint and at the hip joint. We're going to stay here for 4 breaths. Let's take an inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, we're going to bring the knees back into the chest, drop the head down. I hope you got a good view there. When I was exhaling, what I was trying to do was exhale. As I was exhaling, I was really focusing on pushing my belly flat and down into my spine. That's a good way of making sure that you've got your deep core working as well. So let's do that one more time. Bringing the knees into the chest, pulling the belly into the spine. We're going to lift the head up and look down at the belly. Stretch the arms forwards around about hip height. Take the toes out in front a little bit. We've got 90-degree at the knee and the hip. 4 breaths. We'll take an inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, head, shoulders, arms back down. We're going to put the feet on the floor, pelvis into neutral, arms up to the ceiling. Next one is an exercise that I call slow hip rolls. We're going to be mobilizing the lower back a lot in this one. Let's take an inhale. On the exhale, you want to curl the pelvis under here, and we're just going to keep rolling vertebra for vertebra up. From here, guys, reach the arms over the head. I've got the back of the hand on the floor there. My shoulders are up to my ears. I'm going to roll back down again, gently, vertebra for vertebra. And then at the very end, just bring the arms back up to the ceiling. Okay, let's do that some more time. So we're going to curve the pelvis under and roll vertebra for vertebra up. Take the arms over the head. Really relax the hand there on the floor. Going to roll back down again, vertebra for vertebra, and then bring the arms back up to the ceiling. All right, I'm going to cue the breathing. So let's take an inhale to prepare. On the exhale, curl the pelvis under, rolling up. Inhaling, arms over the head. Exhaling, rolling down through the spine. Inhaling, arms to the ceiling. And again, exhaling, curling the pelvis under, rolling up. Inhaling, arms over the head. Exhaling, rolling down through the spine. Inhaling, arms to the ceiling. 2 more. Exhaling, curling and rolling up. Inhaling, arms over the head. Exhaling, rolling down through the spine. Inhaling, arms to the ceiling. And 1 more. Exhaling, curling, rolling up. Inhaling, arms over the head. Exhaling, rolling down through the spine. Inhaling, arms to the ceiling. All right, nice, guys. We're going to bring the legs into the chest again. Just roll the shoulders open, lengthen out the spine, and we're going to roll round onto the right shoulder to a nice little warm-up kind of opener for the back. So I've got my hand here pushing down on my knees, left arm up to the ceiling. Let's take an inhale, and then on a really big exhale, open the arm, open out the rib cage, and turn and look at that left hand. Try to get it near or on the floor, and then we're going to bring it back again. Okay, let's do 3 more times. So opening the arm, opening the rib cage out this way, and then bringing it back. And again, a nice big exhale. Inhaling back. And last one, exhaling. Inhaling back. Okay, so we're going to roll across onto the left shoulder. Yeah, bring the knees pretty high here, guys, so you can easily push down. That gives me an extra little stretch around here. Let's stretch the arms up to the ceiling. We'll take an inhale and then a big exhale to open. Inhaling back. Exhaling, open. Inhaling back. Exhaling, open. Inhaling back. And 1 more. Exhaling, open. Inhaling back. Okay, so we're going to roll around onto the stomach now for a very odd exercise. It's called heel squeeze prone, this one. We're going to put the forehead on the hands and the heels of the feet together. My knees are pretty wide, they're kind of near the edge of the mat there. What we want to do is wake up the back of the leg and the back of the hip by squeezing the feet as hard as you can. So let's take an inhale, and then on the exhale, you're going to squeeze the feet as hard as you can, and then relax. And again, squeeze, and relax. And again, squeeze, and relax. And squeeze, and relax. Keep going, guys. And exhale to squeeze. Inhale, relax. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale, relax. Let's do 2 more. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale, relax. Last one. Exhale to squeeze. Inhale, relax. Okay, we're going to pop up into a cat stretch, and we're back where we were near the beginning of this workout. Yeah, so that's wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And you're going to drop the head and curl the pelvis under. Stay here for a few seconds, and then gently come through to a long flat back. And again, drop the head, curl the pelvis under. Stay here for a few seconds, and then come through to a long flat back. Let's do 2 more. So dropping the head, curving the pelvis under. Staying here for a few seconds, and then coming through to a long flat back. And last one, dropping the head, curling the pelvis under, staying here for a few seconds, and then through to a long flat back. Okay, nice. Let's come round to sitting, and we're going to mobilize the middle and upper back a little bit. Let's do some spine twists. So if it's comfortable, come cross-legged. If that doesn't work for you, you can actually do this standing, sat on a chair. It doesn't matter. Okay, so let's link the fingers together. It's like you're holding on to a really big beach ball here. You're going to roll the shoulders back and down, sit as tall as you can through the top of the head. Then we're ready to twist. So we're going to rotate round. Then you're going to turn your head over the shoulder as far as you can, looking back to the hands again, and then into the middle. So let's go the other way, rotating round, head over shoulder, back to the hands, into the middle. And again, rotating round, head over shoulder, back to the hands, into the middle. Keep going, rotating round, head over shoulder, back to the hands, into the middle. Let's do 2 more. Rotating round, head over shoulder, back to the hands, into the middle. Last one. Rotating round, head over shoulder, back to the hands, into the middle. So from here, I'm going to push my hands forwards, yeah? I'm going to let my shoulders go right up to the ears here. Don't try to keep them down. Let's take a nice big inhale. On the exhale, just a little side stretch over, not too far. Inhaling back into the middle, and the other way. Exhaling over, inhaling back. Let's do 2 more. Exhaling over, inhaling back, and last one. Exhaling over, inhaling back. All right, nice guys. We're going to come round, do a little bit more work for the abdominal wall and for the core. So we're going to take feet together, knees together, and this time you want to put your hands on the mat and come back onto the elbows, yeah? So if you're to look at that sideways, it's going to look something like this, yeah? If you've got your hands too far forwards on this one, it's super uncomfortable, so keep them behind you, and let's get into imprint first. That's that feeling of pulling the belly into the lower back. So we're going to take an inhale, and on the exhale, you're going to pull the belly through into the lower back. We're going to lift one leg up, pretty close to the chest, and the other leg up here. Okay, we're going to do circles with the legs. Let's do 4 each way. All right, so let's circle the legs round to the right, and then we're going to bring them all the way back up to the top. So 3 more the same way. Circling round, and all the way back. Circling round, and all the way back. And 1 more, circling round, and all the way back. So we're going to go for the other way now. I'm going to cue the breathing. So we're going to exhale, circle round. Inhale, come back up to the top. Exhaling, circle round. Inhaling, back to the top. Let's do 2 more. Exhaling, circle round. Inhaling, back to the top. And last one, exhaling, circle round. Inhaling, back to the top. Okay, I'm just going to whiz around to the front again. Let's put the soles of the feet together, relax the knees open. It can get a bit grippy in the hip, this one. So if you drop the head and just roll down through the spine, we can stay here for a couple of deep breaths. Let's take an inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, guys, so rolling on up, and we're going to go back to that same position. I'm going to stay facing this way for this next variation. So get the elbows down, make sure they're not too far forwards. We're going to pull the belly into the lower back, and we're going to do single toe taps. So let's take an inhale and exhale. Pull the belly through to the lower back. We're going to lift one leg quite close up to the chest, and then the other leg. All right, so follow me. We're going to take an inhale, and on the exhale, I'm going to tap my foot down towards the end of my mat, and then bring it back in. And then swap. Exhale to tap. Inhaling back. Exhale to tap. Inhaling back. Exhale to tap. Inhaling back. Keep going. Good. Exhale to tap. Inhaling back. Exhale to tap. Inhaling back. Let's do two more. Exhale to tap. Inhaling back. Last one. Exhale to tap. Inhaling back. So let's push back up again to relax any grippiness that comes up into the hip. You're going to drop the head, roll on down through the spine. One more time, guys. 2 deep breaths here. We'll take an inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, we're going to roll all the way up. We're going to do exactly the same thing one last time. This is the last set in this position, but this time we're taking both toes down together. This is the hardest version in my opinion. Let me know what you think in the comments. Okay, we're going to get into imprint. We'll take an inhale and exhaling into imprint. That's pulling the belly back. We're going to lift one leg up quite close to the chest and the other leg. Then we're going to stay. Let's take an inhale and a nice long exhale as you take the toes down towards the edge of the mat, and then inhaling back. And again, exhaling, tap. Inhaling back. Keep going, guys. Exhaling, tap. Inhaling back. Exhaling, tap. Inhaling back. Let's do two more. Exhaling, tap. Inhaling back. Last one. Exhaling, tap. Inhaling back. Okay, last time. Soles the feet together. And we're going to relax forwards here. Okay, let's take a few deep breaths, relaxing down there, guys. Okay, let's take an inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, slowly and gently coming all the way up. And I'm going to stay facing this way for full roll-ups, yeah? So I'm still experimenting loads with the camera angle on this stream. You can let me know afterwards if you prefer this one or not. Just write it into the comment underneath when I upload this class onto my channel. I upload all the streams so you can watch them again on the channel. All right, so for this one we're going to start with the legs hip distance apart. My feet are really flexed. I've got a lot of power in the legs here. I'm going to reach the arms up to the ceiling, and to find that starting position you just want to gently float the arms back and over the head. We're going to go into some full roll-ups. So we're going to bring the arms to the ceiling, and then you want to lift the head, curve up and over, and reach the arms forwards towards the feet. We're going to start to roll back, and then you really want to try to get vertebra for vertebra gently back down onto the floor again. So let me cue the breathing. We're going to inhale the arms, exhale the head, inhale, start to move back, and then exhale, roll down. Inhaling arms, massive exhale here, guys. That really helps you come all the way up and over. We're keeping a curve in the spine. Inhale, move back, and exhale, roll down. Keep going. Inhaling arms, big exhale all the way up and over. Inhale, move back, and exhale, roll down. Okay, let's do two more. Inhaling arms, massive exhale all the way up and over. Inhale, move back, And exhale, roll down. Okay, last one. Inhaling arms and massive exhale all the way up and over. Inhale, move back. And then exhale, roll down. Okay, guys, like we did near the top of the stream, let's just bring the right leg into the chest. We're going to take 2 breaths on each hip. Let's take an inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, swapping legs over, bring the left leg in. 2 more breaths. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, guys, so we are going to work into the back next, and for this next exercise I'm going to lie down with my face on the floor. I hope you can still hear me with that because I'm going to be talking into the mat, but let's lie down, guys. Okay, so this is for all the back extensors. We're going to lie down. We've got the legs pretty wide, they're wider than my hips, yeah? They're rotated, that means I'm really squeezing the glutes, my legs are switched on. I've got my nose just touching the floor and my hands are behind, palm of the hand on the floor. So what we're going to do is we're going to lift the head and the arms just up off the floor, and we're going to do that 10 times. So let's exhale, lift, inhale back, exhale, lift, inhale back, exhale, lift, inhale back, exhale, lift, inhale back, exhale, lift, inhale back. 5 more. Exhale, lift, inhale back, exhale, lift, inhale back, exhale, lift, inhale back. 2 more. Exhale, lift, inhale back. Last one. Exhale, lift, inhale back. Okay, so after 10, that is quite a lot. We're going to go back up into a cat stretch again. So it's always nice, guys, to curve the spine back in the other direction with something like a cat stretch when you've been doing loads of back work. Okay, we're going to slide on through. We're going back down. Exactly the same position with the legs and the body, but this time we're going to take the arms out to the side, yeah? So we're making a T shape, and we're going to lift up and down 10 times again on the exhale, but this time with the arms here. So let's take an inhale and exhale, lift. Inhale back, exhale, lift, inhale back, exhale, lift, inhale back, exhale, lift, inhale back, exhale, lift, inhale back. 5 more. Exhale, lift, inhale back, exhale, lift, inhale back, exhale, lift, inhale, good. 2 more. Exhale, lift, inhale back. Last one. Exhale, lift, inhale back. Okay, another big cat stretch after that again, guys. Remember, you want to get as much curve in the spine here as possible. So I'm really curving my lower back, really lifting my belly up, curving the pelvis under, holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so we're going back down for one last back exercise before we move on. This last one is a little bit different. We're going to have the legs behind but together, and the arms out in front like Superman. Yeah, I'm going to keep my shoulders up to my ears, so don't try to keep the shoulders away from the ears. Let them go fully extended and up to the ears. This time we're going to lift 10 times, head, arms and legs just off the floor. Definitely on an exhale if you can remember, and not too high. So let's take an inhale and exhale, lift, inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, exhale, lift, inhale, exhale, lift, inhale back. 5 more. Exhale, lift, inhale back, exhale, lift, inhale back, exhale, lift, inhale, good. 2 more. Exhale, lift, inhale back. Last one. Exhale, lift, inhale back. Okay, an absolutely massive cat stretch after that, guys. We're going to stay here for quite a long time, and if you could feel that working all the way down into the lower back, that's not a bad thing. It is designed for the lower back extensors as well. So let's stay here, guys. We're going to take an inhale and exhale, inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, sliding on through, we're going to work into the legs next. Let's go into something called side leg lift series. So if you're familiar with that, you know what we're doing. This is an exercise in 4 sections. Each section or each set has 4 reps. And you can keep the hand on the floor for a little bit of stability. If you want the stability challenge, you can take it along your leg here. I'm going to keep mine on the floor today. So follow me. We're going to inhale, point, and then exhale, flex. Inhale, point, 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 exhale, flex. 2 more. Inhale, point, exhale, flex. Inhale, point, exhale, flex. So the second section at 8 circles from the hip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So keep that leg up there in the air. For the third set, we're going to lift the bottom leg up and then they're going to come down together. So we're going to go top leg, bottom leg, down. 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 Top leg, bottom leg. 2 more. Top leg, bottom leg, down. Last one. Top leg, bottom leg, down. Very last section is we're going to inhale to prepare. Then on the exhale, we're going to lift both legs up. Inhale, back. Exhale, lift. 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 Inhale, back. 2 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back. Last one. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back. All right, relax, guys. We're going to do all of that on the other side. If you've not done that before and you found that remarkably challenging, but yet it looks like nothing, don't worry, you were doing it right. This one is actually a little bit more harder than it looks, and ever so slightly, not much, we'll do it a bit later, but ever so slightly, I feel like my heart rate's gone up a bit, which happens more when we work the legs. Yeah, when you really work into the legs, that really helps to elevate the heart rate. So let's lie down. We're going to lie on the side. Second side, guys. Off we go. And inhale, point. Exhale, flex. 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 8 circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're going to keep that leg up there. Squeeze up the bottom leg. Exhaling down. So top leg, bottom leg, down. 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 Last section, we'll take an inhale and then exhale, lift. Inhale, back. 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 2 more. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back. Last one. Exhale, lift. Inhale, back. All right, relax there, guys. Let's come up to sitting. And we're just going to do a little gentle hip stretch after that. So let's take one leg over the top here. All right, you're going to drop your head, roll down through the spine. And you might find that this is enough of a stretch. You don't want to take it any further, no problem. But if you do, you can take the hands forwards along the leg or onto the foot. And we'll stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's slowly come back up and out. And we'll do that on the side. So take the leg all the way over. All right, drop the head, roll gently down. Okay, if you just want to keep it here, that's no problem. If you want to increase the stretch, then take the hands forwards along the leg or onto the foot. And we're going to stay here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's walk the hands gently all the way back, and we're going to roll up to standing. Okay, so standing, we're going to do some squats. And yeah, as one person commented last week, they suck. Yeah, they totally suck, but they're really, really good to do for a lot of different reasons. You just have to make sure that they stay pain-free for your lower back and for your knees specifically. I'm going to slightly adjust my camera for this. And I know I did say that we're not going to use any props for this. That was a little bit of a lie. We are. If you've got to hand a couple of books that are roughly the same height, I've got a couple just off camera here that I'm grabbing. Okay, so these are roughly the same height, yeah? I'm going to put them down on the floor about that wide, yeah? So they're pretty wide. What's that? 20, 40, yeah, maybe they're about half a metre apart. Anything between kind of 30 and 50 centimetres wide. I'm going to use these books because if I put my heel on these books, hold on, let me put them straight, that makes my squat much more comfortable to do. So I've just got the heels of my feet on the books. It's the equivalent rather of putting on a pair of shoes with a heel, yeah? So heels up on the books, and I've got my toes slightly open to the side here. I'm not parallel yet. They're open to the side. These are what I call sumo squats. They're generally called sumo squats. So I'm going to sit down and I'm going to stand up again. And definitely for the first 3, I'm not going to try to go to my deepest level, yeah? What am I working here? I'm going to be working all around the hip joint. I'm going to be really noticing it in the inner thigh, but it's also going to be getting quads and to a degree hamstrings as well, depending on how you do it. If you mix it in with a kind of Pilates breathing pattern, then it's actually a pretty good workout for the core as well. So what do we do with the hands? Well, I like to either just fold mine in front of me here or put them on my hips, doesn't matter which way. Keep mine folded in here. And I'm going to take an inhale to sit down and then an exhale to stand up. Inhale, sit down. Exhale, stand up. And as I do this, I am slightly taking my spine forwards as I sit down, but just a little bit. The other thing I'm noticing is that it's totally pain-free for my knees and for my lower back. But it's really quite hard work. It's really quite hard work for my quads and for the rest of my body. So let's do 3 more. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Last one, inhaling and exhaling. Okay, relax for a second. All right, guys, so you might be thinking, well, what the hell has squats got to do in a Pilates mat class? And the way that Pilates is developing, of course, is in lots of different directions. And more exercises like this are finding their way into a regular mat class. Why? Because if people are just relying on Pilates for their weekly workout, then to get an exercise in like this is going to tick an awful lot of boxes, then rather than just sticking with the regular lying down Pilates mat work stuff. Anyway, that's why I'm doing squats. I hate them, but they're brilliant. Okay, so let's do another set, guys. We're going to do 10 more. So toes are out to the side. Just make sure that when you bend the knees, you've not got the knees going forwards if your toes are going to the side. Your knees have got to go in the same direction, then you're not going to try to twist the knee joint at all. We don't want to twist the knees. So fold the arms in front and off we go. We're going to inhale, sit down, and then nice strong exhale as you come up. I'm all in favour of a forced exhale through the mouth, like you've got a straw there. Why? Because that's really going to help the deep core fire as well. That's what we want. Inhale down, exhale up. Let's do 5 more. Inhaling, exhaling, Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. 2 more, inhaling, exhaling. Last one, inhale down and exhaling up. All right, relax there a second. So, yeah, heart rate. Yeah, can you hear? I'm slightly out of breath, so I can still keep talking, but I do definitely feel that my heart rate is elevated. Another advantage of doing squat exercises. And I mentioned that at the beginning of the stream, it'll be a full body mat class. We're going to try to pump, strengthen, tone, whole body, and include sections where we do elevate the heart rate as well. Okay, so the next set of squats. I'm going to bring my books a little bit closer to each other. I don't want them quite as wide as the first set. Of course, this varies absolutely from person to person. No two bodies are going to do exactly the same squat, yeah? So it's finding one that works for you. But what I'm giving you now are just general black and white rules, yeah? In fact, this next set, guys, I'm actually going to do it sideways, yeah? Then you'll be able to have a look at what I'm doing with my spine and with my pelvis. So I find these parallel squats, this now time, we've got the knees and the toes going forward, yeah, we're not opening out to the side. I find these harder, yeah, they're more powerful for my legs. I definitely feel them a bit more in the quads at the front here. And what I'm going to do again is fold my hands in front, and I'm going to do, let's do a set of 10, inhaling down, exhaling up. So on the inhale, as I go down, I'm imagining that I'm sitting back and down in a chair. I can't go any deeper than that right now. And on the exhale, I'm going to come up straight. What I'm not going to do is curve my pelvis under and let my knees go further forward than my toes. This is not a good way to squat, guys. Okay, so inhaling down, and I'm feeling like I'm sitting back and down on an imaginary chair behind. And then an exhale to stand up. So let's keep going. And honestly, guys, I'm not really the best at squats, but they go into my workouts all the time. And it's something that over about 3 years, I've had to really work on. And I can definitely feel the benefits. Number one, my legs are definitely stronger. And also my lower leg, my calf muscles, my feet are also stronger as a result. Okay, and I've been able to maintain muscle mass around my hips, around my thighs, which at 50 is my main priority. Yeah, I want to keep as much muscle mass, active muscle as possible. Let's do one more. Inhale down and exhaling up. Okay, so relax there a second, guys. Woo, really out of breath now. So remember, if you like this content, yeah, and if you like the way that the streams are going, with adding a little bit more of squat stuff, slightly different camera angles, I'm not sure what difference that makes, then let me know, yeah, let me know in the comments after I've uploaded this stream. The more comments, the more likes I get, the more this stream is going to fly off to places, and the more content I can do like this. Anyway, let's do one more set of squats, guys. So heels on the books, if you've got them, it does make it about, for me, 60 to 70% more comfortable. All right, I'm going to fold the arms in, and I'm going to do 10. So inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale, good. 5 more. Inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up. 2 more. Inhale down, exhale up. Last one. Inhale down and exhaling up. All right, relax there, guys. Good. So all of that was, basically without props, apart from a couple of books. I could feel that elevating my heart rate. I could definitely feel it working quite deeply into my legs, into my thighs, and that was without any weight at all. It's not bad to do it with this weight, but there's no need to jump to doing it with really heavy weight until you've got, or even a little bit of weight, until you've got a pain-free technique going that's woken up the muscle first. At the moment, the heaviest weight I'm working with for these two variations of squats, that's sumo squats, parallel squats like this, is 5 kilos, which I just hold in front of my body like that. I'm not doing any more. That's working me enough at the moment. All right, so let's go down to the mat. And before we do a couple of stretches, we're going to do some planks, guys. They're unavoidable. Okay, so planks is a great way to tone and strengthen the whole body. And it's an isometric muscle contraction. That means that your muscles are staying the same length under tension the whole time. Healthy muscle has good concentric contraction, eccentric contraction, and then isometric strength as well. So let's do, oh God, what are we going to do today? Listen, let's do 2 planks, 2 separate planks. I'm going to do the first one on my hands. I'm going to do the second one on my elbows. And let's just make it easy today. We'll just do 30 seconds on the first and 30 seconds on the second plank. If you want to do longer or shorter, you can. And if you want to do any or all of this on the knees and stick to just hands or just elbows, that's fine. Let's go. So we're going to spread the fingers out nice and wide. Shoulders over wrists. Let's take one leg behind, lock out that leg. Squeeze the second leg in. And we're doing 30 seconds. So you want to make sure that you've got a long straight line from your head down to the heels of your feet, that you're not either taking your pelvis or your lower back up to the ceiling or letting it drop down and sagging or making a kind of banana shape in the lower back. That's what we're avoiding. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and relax. I'm coming back. And if you're on the hands, just give them a little bit of a shake. Next one I'm going to do on my elbows. Don't forget, guys, this is a little bit harder for the torso because you're holding a horizontal shape rather than a diagonal one that you have up on the hand. So it is a little bit more for the torso to hold. Just make sure you've got the legs really engaged, glute squeeze, and then it's okay. So let's link the fingers together. And I'm still getting my shoulders stacked over my elbows. Let's take one leg behind, lock out that leg, squeeze the second leg in, and 30 more seconds. So don't forget to breathe. And it is a help, although it's not wrong to have the feet apart, but it is quite helpful to have them together and to squeeze the legs together as well. So keep going, guys. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Woo! All right, so yeah, that was a full body workout. Yeah, we did everything. Back, legs, abs, planks, squats, the lot. Let's do a couple of stretches now to finish, guys. Okay. So let's start off. And I think I'm going to do this with the camera again. A little bit of experiment here, guys. Oh, it goes even higher. Brilliant. Okay. All right, so I'm going to lie down on my back. And I think I'll do it this way round. And we're going to do a hamstring stretch. So that's a stretch for the back of the legs. So let's bring one leg into the chest. I'm going to link the fingers behind and I've got that foot flexed. I'm going to push the heel up towards the ceiling. And then I'm going to point and flex. Point and flex. Point and flex. And one more point and flex. All right, relax that down and we'll do that on the other side. So linking the fingers behind, flexing the foot. This leg's totally relaxed, by the way. And we're going to push the heel up towards the ceiling. Oh, this one's tight. Okay, let's point and flex. Point and flex. 2 more. Point and flex. And last one, point and flex. All right, next up, we're going to take the leg across to stretch. So I'm going to take my right arm out to the side. I've got the palm of my hand facing up. Right leg up to 90. I'm going to take my left hand across. I'm going to roll the knee over. And as I do that, I'm turning my head to the right. Okay, 2 breaths here. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling And exhaling. Okay, rolling across the back on the left arm out to the side, left leg up to 90, right hand across, rolling the knee over, turning the head to the left. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. All right, then just to finish, guys, we're going to take both feet on the floor. We can do the figure 4 stretch. Sometimes it's called that. Sometimes it's called the piriformis stretch, which is this. Right leg over the left leg. Okay. Fold the legs into the chest. My right hand's coming through the middle there. I'm going to get it on top. Left hand around the outside. If you can't get it here, no problem. Take it onto the hamstring. So 4 breaths. We'll take an inhale and exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhaling and exhaling. Okay, unwrapping the legs. We do that on the left. So left leg over the right leg. Both legs into the chest. Hands through if you can on top. If not, then behind. No problem. Take 4 deep breaths, guys. And just remember, if you like this stream and you want more of these streams, then after I've uploaded it, then put some comments, put some likes, get it moving around the internet for me, get it speeding around YouTube, and then we'll definitely do some more of these. Okay, 1 more breath, inhaling and exhaling. All right, guys, take a good relax and very well done. Thanks loads for joining the stream, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.